Hi from Tirupati. So I've been experimenting with how you work for a very long time, right? And I've kind of broken the mold a few times, and I've now come to a point of kind of looking at this, I think, a lot more closely, and I'm realizing that career building, especially corporate career building, is what I call a little toxic. So it's a word play on toxic, but there is so much talk which doesn't really lead to much in terms of the individual or the groups. It only just kind of favors the power. It's very similar to being in a school where you were put in a building and you had two friends, and it didn't matter if there were 1,000 people in the building or two, three people that mattered to you were your people, and everything else was by the way. Corporate is exactly the same. You took me from one building, put me into another. So only person that's made happy is the guy at the top because everybody was a little divided, and you're kind of given. A premium for divide and rule, for being competitive, for not being collaborative, for being ahead of the race. Imagine, I mean, if there's a common purpose, why do I have to compete with you? And why should I be rewarded for not taking care of you? Empathy should be rewarded, right? Not stupid competition. And I should not be in a place where there's so much talk of the future that you forget what's happening in the current moment. There's so much talk of the tangibles, the intangible has no value, and there is no larger purpose, because if there was a larger purpose, there would be no politics. But because there's no larger purpose and all you're kind of doing is dealing with your boss and your team and two people that you like in an organization, what you end up creating is nothing. It's a lot of WIP. It's a lot of time wasted, which I think in smaller teams which have very very deep purpose and which are very aligned to each other empathetically and emotionally, they will do wonders. And that in itself is a blessing in disguise in the age of knowledge, because you kind of can see through the hubris, and you're like, it doesn't matter what awards you have, what legacy you have. All that matters is what are you doing in the present moment, because the present moment will decide what happens tomorrow, right? And but people are living in the past glory. They have built this career on top of designations, degrees, company names, etc., etc. All reflected glory. There's no glory of their own. And of course, they might be great workers, and we all might be great workers, etc. But why are we workers? Why are we not builders? They're all types of. You have to really cast this out. I mean, what kind of people are there? I mean, you can't cast people out. This is the Indian version of reality. You have to look at them from the perspective of, are they warriors? Are they builders? Are they entrepreneurs? Are they teachers? Are the people who work well with people like these? Are they aligned to any of this kind of energy? More warrior, more entrepreneurial, more teacher, etc. And that's how teams get formed. But it is all a tribe. Tribal living does not allow for cutting each other out or letting one person fall at the cost of the collective and vice versa. It's all hubris. Can we not see it about time? Also, look at this, right? It's a structure which is built for 9 to 5. I don't know a single woman in the history of mankind who can actually admire 9 to 5. We are not built by this. We are built by the fact that we have cycles, we have a certain way our body functions, and none of the corporate structures are actually built for it. But do you know? I know so many women who are so productive, but they are not on somebody's timeline. They are brilliant creators, they are brilliant builders, but they're not on your timeline. They're not going to do 9 to 5. They're not going to fill your excels, but they will deliver more than you, because hey, she can give birth. She can't run an organization. Are you, like, seriously? So the deeper need to build something deeper is just not there, which is why everybody's falling for the hubris, right? Which is why there's so much herd mentality, which is why there's like, oh, here is an Excel, let's go for it, and let's plot everything in Excel, let's do VCP, whatever, right? We have forgotten basics. We've forgotten basics of building tribes, building purpose, building something larger than ourselves, and we've forgotten the dance that happens when everybody is kind of in the same boat, and it's not driven by this is my designation, that's yours, you're my team, this is not, you're now here, you're not there, you're employed, you're not employed. If you have a purpose, you don't care about the structure that comes with it, or the lack of it. You will live with the ambiguity and chaos, and thrive in it. Isn't that the job? Yeah.